Breakaway, cruising out of New Orleans, and this is the Mississippi River. I have no idea if my internet is going to be good enough. We didn't yet upgrade to the fast package, so we'll see what happens. I couldn't figure out how to do it. I might need some help with that, but this is the slow package, so I thought I'd do this and see if it's going to work and see if folks jump on and see if you can, see and hear. But this has been an exhausting day already, so I'm on my balcony and I am just chilling. We drove almost 2 hours to get here this morning after driving 8 hours yesterday, and we stayed about 2 hours out of New Orleans. Hey, how's it going? You guys need to let me know if you all can. Boy, that sun is shining right in my face. I'm gonna move chairs. Let me know if you can see and hear me, because it's really hard for me to tell. I'm on a very slow internet package here. Hey, how's it going, everybody? The sun's really bright. I'm trying to see y'all. I'm trying to see the chats. Cool, yeah. So Amy is resting. She's relaxing inside, and I'm on the balcony here. I'll show you what's going on. Let me flip the camera. Whoop, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Check it out. So this is the Mississippi River. And we'll be on the Mississippi for several hours. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, great to see you at Silver Dollar City. Thank you. Your sister caught us live. Awesome. My day's great, obviously, because I'm on a cruise. Hey, Roger. But we're pretty exhausted. So here's what's happened so far. I'll flip the camera again. There we go. Hey, Griswold, how is it going? So here's how it's been going so far. I started to tell everybody what was happening, but I should have gotten my grip so I could hold my phone a little bit better. But we drove a couple hours, got here, and it was just brutal. It was the worst embarkation process that we have ever had. It truly was brutal. So we got here, and we couldn't figure out where to park. That was weird. Finally parked and walked all the way in, and then waited in line, this long line, and then discovered, I gotta find a way to do my phone a little better. Hang on. Is this a weird angle? I'm gonna do it like this, maybe. Hang on a sec. That's not gonna work. Anyway, but then found a way. I'll just do it like that. So then we waited in this long line, and then discovered that we needed to get out of the line and go get on a shuttle and get our two girls COVID tested, which, by the way, because they're unvaccinated, and so they require a test on cruise day. I can't even begin to tell you the frustration attached with that whole scenario, because they told us that we were supposed to get not only COVID tests, but the PCR tests. Oh my gosh. It was exhausting. So on, I don't know what day it was, Friday, Thursday, we got the PCR test Thursday, and waited, and they never came in, and we were stressing out. We didn't know what to do. And we thought we were going to have to spend $400 to get super rapid PCR tests right here in New Orleans. And well, finally, they came in. So that whole brutal process of getting the testing and getting the results, that was a success. Well, then, like I said, they told us get out of line. Then we had to do that and have them tested in port. It's just madness. And then we got on this shuttle, so we left the port. We had to leave the port we just arrived at. Got in the shuttle and went down and got their COVID test, and then had to wait, hoping for the best and believing for the best. And so then as we were waiting for the shuttle, and we got back on the shuttle to go back to the port, all this taking forever, over an hour. Got the results. The results were good, negative, and then had to get in line again. and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. Finally, I think it was almost a 4-hour embarkation process. We just got off Disney, and that was a dream. Go cruising Disney. We just parked in the parking garage, went to the port, went to the terminal, did our COVID test, boom, we're on the ship. It was that easy. Couldn't have been easier. This was awful. It truly was awful. So Norwegian, I'm not sure what was going on, but it was bad. So anyway, got on the ship finally, and we went to lunch and had a nice lunch, and then decided to have a second lunch. So we did lunch in one of the main dining rooms, and then we went down to the buffet to check it out. We ended up eating a second lunch. After that, the girls and Amy went on the ropes course, and we watched the sail away. And then that was it. We came back to the cabin, and we are relaxing now as we're going down the Mississippi River. Yeah, Abigail, it was so frustrating. But you can't complain. We're on a cruise. There's the muddy Mississippi. That will look very different in several hours once we're in the ocean. There's the bayou for you. What if there's any alligators over there, huh? So where are y'all watching from? I'm really glad this is working. So is the video and audio both working well? Surprising, because I'm on the really slow internet. I was gonna upgrade, and I couldn't figure out how to do it, but if this is working, hey. So we're gonna be, oh good. So we're gonna be meandering back and forth and in and out. If you go to a map out of New Orleans, you can see the Mississippi River. It's like a snake, and it eventually ends up in the ocean, Gulf of Mexico. Salisbury, Missouri. Where's that exactly? Now it's really peaceful, really nice and quiet.
Sitting on this little couch bed.
I'm gonna peek in and see what Amy's doing real quick. Get ready to say hi to everybody in the world.
What are you eating at that Frank's
Ready?
place?
Hang on a second. Hang on. Amy doesn't typically do lives. Y'all know that. But she wanted to say hi to everybody. And you're looking at all the stuff, all of our fun stuff.
Right. Yes. All there is to do and eat, and everything we need to be aware of for the next day. So.
And who's this? It's kind of weird that we're in our cabin in a bed. Whoa, you got a critter on sail away. What's up with that? And there's Ella over there. Wave, Ella. Yep. And so we're gonna go to dinner later tonight, and then just chill. We don't have a lot going on tonight, do we?
Yes, this is our rest day, I think. So we're really tired because we drove in yesterday, and then between driving the rest of the way into the port and the whole embarkation process, I think that was 7 hours. This is pretty exhausting.
So the ports we're going to are Cozumel,
I think Costa
Maya.
We're going to Harvest Caye.
Yeah.
That's Norwegian's private island.
Yep.
And then we're going to Roatan, Honduras. Right?
All right, I think so.
Okay.
7-day cruise. Say bye to everybody. All right. Side. Oh, look at that big ship right there. He's got an anchor down, 2 anchors. A whole bunch of ships coming up. New Orleans was brutal for Norwegian. We also came out of. Eva has the same blanket you do. We also sailed out of New Orleans on Disney, and it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. This was not. This was not at all. Y'all still able to hear me and see me? Is it really good, or is it just kind of good? Or kind of bad? I'm debating on whether I should get the upgrade or not. All right, good. Whoops. All right, Bonnie. Oh, it buffered a little bit inside. That's interesting. Better outside. Okay. That's good to hear. Picture's a little fuzzy for you. I'm doing the best I can. We'll see what we can do here. Hey, thanks, Ron. Appreciate that. Super chat. $5. Appreciate it. And they do have a Starbucks here on the ship, so I might use it there. So did I catch where y'all were from? I heard someone's from on the West Coast, someone's in Missouri. Y'all aren't going to see the ocean on this stream because we're going to be on this river for a long time. Oh, you're going to be on the Breakaway in January. Awesome. Yukon, Oklahoma. Oh, very cool. South Carolina, St. Louis, Illinois side. Cameron, Missouri. Oh, good, Abigail. I am glad. Minnesota. So obviously we'll be getting some videos on this cruise. We just recorded our stateroom video. What is the vibe of NCL to you? Totally different than Disney. Totally different. Night and day different. Amy and I were talking about that. Hey, Texas Steve. We were talking about that at dinner, or at lunch rather. And just night and day different. You can't even explain it. It's more serious, more formal, I guess. I mean, not like suit and tie formal, but just more, you know, kind of a little more serious as opposed to the festive, magical Disney vibe. And then in comparison to Norwegian or to Royal Caribbean, it's hard to tell you. We just got here. It's hard to tell. I'm not sure. Similar in some ways to Royal. I still think I'm gonna like Royal better, but we'll see how it goes. Norwegian has a little ground to make up with a frustrating embarkation process. And oh, by the way, forgot to tell you about this. The testing that they've made us get for the girls that we were stressing out over for several days, they never even looked at it. So it was unnecessary. That was just us. I don't know what they would do for you all if you had the same situation, but it would be bad if I dropped the phone into the river. That's true. Straight below me are lifeboats. So actually, if I dropped it, it'd probably fall on the white right there. Probably break it. So it wouldn't go in the river. But I have my grip that I should have been using right now. Did I use any specialty dining plans? Yeah. We're going to the Brazilian grill. I think it's Maderno or something like that, and then the Japanese hibachi. We're doing those two. Did we select our cabin or risk it? I'm not sure how we did that. Amy actually took care of that. We had an interior cabin, I know that, and then the price of the cruise dropped, and so we used that price difference to upgrade our cabin to I forgot what they call it, like a mini suite or something like that. What's the name of this cabin? I was just telling them.
Oh, it is a family club balcony suite.
So we upgraded, and the question is did we get to choose exactly what room we had, or did we let them choose for us?
Well, I didn't really know what room to choose, but I could have chosen from the available rooms, but I just told the guy to pick it for me, and he said, do you want to be up high? The views are great. And I said, sure. So that's where we are.
Oh, okay. Because if you choose your own cabin, it costs more sometimes than if you let them pick.
Oh, yeah. I think he would have, I don't know for sure, but I think he was going to let me kind of pick one without any extra charge, but I don't know for sure.
Abigail was wondering when we were leaving for our cruise, and this video answered her question.
Yes. So we're on our way right now.
Rayleigh Creative Travel feels like they're on the showboat. There's a lot of partying going on down there or something. But this is very peaceful, wouldn't you say?
I like having the river part of the cruise because it's just different. Because the ocean is amazing and beautiful, but it all kind of looks the same. And the river portion of it, you see different things the whole way down the river. So
yeah, this surprised us on our Disney cruise. We didn't expect it.
I like having both. I like having the river portion and then the ocean portion.
Somebody asked if cruising out of Port Orleans is just terrible madness, and I explained to them it was a totally different experience with Disney.
Well, okay, did you tell them the Final Four is in town this
I didn't.
weekend?
I should have.
That's a big part of it, is this whole, what is it, basketball championships or something?
That's right.
Are in town this weekend, and like, you couldn't even find a decent priced hotel within an hour and a half. And so we stayed almost 2 hours out in order to get a decent priced hotel and then drove the rest of the way in. But I've heard, like the Cafe Du Monde or whatever, is that where they have the
beignets?
Yeah, that everyone wants. That was like 3 blocks long for the line. The New Orleans airport, it was taking people 2.5 hours to even get out of the airport. So I think a lot of it is that going on this weekend. And all of a sudden, cruise ships are bumping up their capacities. There's a lot of noise going on. So, we went from maybe seeing about maybe 40% capacity to all of a sudden maybe being, 70.
This thing is maxed. There's so many people on board. I don't know if it's maxed, but there's a lot of people.
Yeah, somebody said, I've heard numbers like almost 3,000, and max capacity is like, 3,900. So it's getting pretty close. So
yeah, there've been hundreds of canceled flights, and people on this cruise, because we were part of the Facebook group, they were having to drive like overnight just to make it, because their flights were canceled.
Flights, so that's been challenging for some, but
we drove,
so that we didn't have that issue.
Someone asked what deck we're on. We are on 13.
Yes, and it is great views. I love it. I think this is a great.
And look how pretty that is. And Amy, we're streaming on the free plan. We don't have the upgraded plan yet, but they're saying it's kind of working and it kind of buffers, so I'm not sure if it's going to work going forward, but we'll see.
You couldn't figure out how to get on your upgraded plan?
I couldn't figure it out.
We'll probably have to go to guest services once that slows down.
Somewhere, I was tracking and it's gone out, but somewhere out in there, somewhere over here, there's a carnival ship. But this river, it just goes like this, and so I was watching him way off in the distance, but he's gone now. And what city is that? What is that out there?
I have no idea.
Is that New Orleans? Oh, I guess it is.
We
circled.
We circled around. That's what you were showing me.
Oh, so you guys see that out there? That's New Orleans. I can see. The sun is right in my eyes. Can I switch with you?
Sure.
I can't see the chat. There.
Sun is in my eyes.
Well, I mean, you don't have to look this way if you don't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great that they have any free. Well, the Wi-Fi is not necessarily free. It was an upgrade with our deal with our plan that we got. It was a free upgrade, I guess is what I'm saying. But typically, you're going to pay for even what we're using right now. Yeah, it's very pretty views. But do y'all see New Orleans out there? Can you see it? I wonder if I can zoom on this. Yeah, I can. So that is where we were. That's where we left out of. Yeah, and that's where the Final Four is happening. So we're gaining some people on the chat a little bit. It's building up. Or in the view, or in the live. So you think there are any sharks down there?
I don't know. You told me there are, right?
There's sharks in Lake Pontchartrain.
Alligators.
Bull sharks.
Sure.
And there are sharks in here, but I don't see any.
There's lots of shouting.
There is lots of shouting. Someone asked what the difference is between this and Disney. It's like
Well,
night and day, isn't
we're
it?
just starting, so it's kind of hard
That's what the
to tell
vibe is. That was really
everything,
the
but
question.
Yeah. So yeah, it is a little bit more, I guess, adult vibe or grown-up vibe for this, whereas Disney's kind of the more like young at heart type thing.
Yes, we are on the river at least until late tonight. Sorry to interrupt. I'm just responding to a chat. Continue.
And then we'll just have to keep, like, I don't know, watch out for the rest of the cruise to kind of see the differences.
Yeah, we're not sure yet. Now they do have more to do here. Like you guys did the ropes course, and there's water
so now
slides.
we were
And
on a very small Disney ship, so there wasn't, here up at the top we've got, there's rock climbing and a trampoline, one of those big trampolines, and ropes course, and basketball, and all that stuff. Disney was very limited on that kind of stuff. So, there's the trade-off. So I would say if you have younger children, they'll probably really like Disney. If you have teenagers, they might like this just because you've got all those amenities like the rock climbing and ropes courses. And
what we really want to do is one of the gigantic Royal Caribbean ships. That's what we want to do next. We won't do it next. What are we doing next?
We are doing a Royal Caribbean. What is it?
It's a big ship, but it's not one of the biggest ships.
Yeah, it's a big one.
You're enjoying your pizza while you're watching us, Abigail? That's awesome.
Yeah, we had 2 lunches. We were really hungry because we didn't end up eating lunch until about 2:30 by the time we ended up boarding. And so we were all pretty hungry and hangry.
Yeah. Hey, Brendan, nice to meet you. Say hi to Brendan, Amy. So when we're in the ocean, these waves are going to be psh, psh. Hey, let me know if you've been on a cruise before. Have you been on a cruise? And if so, what cruise line? If you have not been on a cruise, explain to me what your problem is.
Honestly, John had tried to get me to cruise for 20 years, and I thought I was going to get motion sick, so I kept resisting it. And it just didn't sound that fun to me. I just felt like it would be super crowded, and I don't know.
You thought it would be boring. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, I felt like there wouldn't be a lot to do. And that might be true if you didn't stop in ports and have different adventures many days, while you're cruising. And so I loved it. The first time I tried it, I was like, why didn't I do this sooner? I didn't get motion sick. Every now and then, if the waves are really, really rough, I'll start to feel a little nauseous. But it's not nearly as bad as driving through the Ozarks. So, that hasn't been much of an issue. And then there's always a lot to do. There's always fun stuff to do. And especially when you're getting to visit new countries and places. And so that wasn't an issue. And as far as the people go, when you are on a ship that has a ton of people, you can just retreat to your room for a little while if you need to.
And we're discovering different people are different. Some cruisers love to be around people. They love to be around strangers. They like to make new friends. Mm-hmm. And like big time. It's like a big part of the cruising culture is meeting new people and hanging out with them. Some people are different. They're more introverted, or they just want to relax and be to their own family. So there's no one way to do cruising. It
was this cruise versus the cruise we did in February, very different as far as the number of people. So when we got on the Disney ship, I remember we just were like, nobody's here. It looked so empty, and there was nobody in the pool. Of course, it was a little cooler then because that was February.
How many people on this cruise? Someone's asking.
I heard the numbers are around 2,800, whereas our Disney cruise we had 800. So that's a pretty big difference.
So that would make it about 80% full or something like that?
I think if the numbers are right, I mean, this is just what I'm hearing, what people have heard in our cruise group, what they've heard, that would make it about 70%.
Oh, okay.
It actually feels fuller than that.
Hey, Michael from Oklahoma.
I think part of it may be, kind of ramping up the capacity all of a sudden, that maybe they just weren't completely ready for that. And so that's why kind of there's been so much, I don't know, feeling like we were bottlenecked and stuff like that. But anyway.
Hey, tell people the the excursions we're going on. Like that one that I'm really interested in, especially that what do you
In
call
Cozumel?
it? Yeah.
There's one called Zensis.
You got to look this
Park.
up online. Go online and look this up. This looks stinking
We'll do
awesome.
a video on it, but it looks very, very interesting. And
How do you spell it? Do you
it
know?
starts with an X, I think. Like senses only.
Xenses maybe something like that.
And so basically, it's kind of a water park on steroids, but it also has some dimensions of feeling like maybe you're in Alice in Wonderland, or when you've been shrunk down into the size of a caterpillar and then blown up to the size of a giant.
And I don't think it's a water park like they would have in their mind right now.
No.
Like it's a
like lazy river and caverns and
going,
like lights and black lights. I don't know.
Yeah.
You just gotta. It's hard for me to have a grid for what it is, because I was reading the reviews and I was like, this is so weird. And it has all these different sections with different kinds of things, but they just say it's like a retreat for your senses. So it's kind of everything, sights and sounds, and you go through worlds where it seems like you've shrunk, and then you go through worlds where it seems like you've grown, and then you go through lazy river tunnels that have like black lights maybe. I don't know. We're gonna get
a video.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So we're doing that, I think,
Oh, Abigail wants to know if Jet decided to stay home.
So Jet unfortunately has to stay home. He's in high school now, and so it's important that he not miss school. So he is going with us in August before his next school year starts. We will take Jet on a cruise. So he just couldn't miss school. So he is staying with his older brother, Parker, and he and Parker will have a lot of fun when he's not in school. But he will have his chance to cruise. And then Skylar and Parker are going with us on our cruise in May. So we are taking all the children eventually. We took a cruise by ourselves, and then we will eventually take all the children by the end of August, just broken up into several different cruises.
And then all the rest of the cruises of our entire lives will be just Amy and me. Just kidding. Someone sent us a $5 super chat. We really
awesome.
appreciated that,
Thank
huh?
you so much.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, so we
and then what's the other what do you call it, excursions that we're doing?
Oh, so in Roatan, I think I can't even remember what I booked now, but I think we're doing something with sloths, monkeys and sloths, and maybe like, some suspension bridges or something like that. And I can't even remember what the other one is. So we'll find out. You guys will be surprised, and so will we.
Yeah, there's 4 different ports we're going to. One of them I know we have nothing because it's their private island, so we're just going to go relax, I think, that day.
That'll be like our third excursion day in a row, or port day in a row. And so we are going to just, at Harvest Cay, their private island, that's in Belize. We're just going to hang out. They have a huge pool, of course, beach, and we're just going to hang out and rest and relax and have fun. So excursions are always fun, but they can be exhausting also.
Yeah, you guys need to look at the favorite excursion we've ever done is...
So we
oh my gosh.
did this cave tour, lazy river cave tour thing.
Last month, 2 months ago.
And you go through this canal or channel that takes you through these beautiful caves, and then you get to snorkel in this whole cave system. And there's like, stalactites and stalagmites, and a lot of them are underwater, and so you're going underwater and seeing, it's so beautiful and like nothing we've ever done before. It was incredible. Yeah, so you can see that in our videos. By the way, if you haven't subscribed, got to do it. That's how you're going to see all of the fun stuff, and turn on the notifications so every time we upload, you'll see. The way we're going to do it on this trip, let's see, all of my pre-planned regular videos are done. So the last one was this morning, which was, what was that one? Dogwood Canyon, I think, right? Yeah.
Yep. So that uploaded, and then for this whole next week, it'll just be shorts or lives. And I'm gonna. You don't always love to do live. Sometimes you'll pop in and we'll have some fun, but I tend to do them, I guess, more. Right? Isn't that the way?
They, for whatever reason,
they exhaust you.
They really wear me out, and so I don't know. I've never shared this with y'all, but so I have chronic fatigue syndrome. I've struggled with it for a long time. Of course, you guys see me on my good days, because that's when we do our videos, is when I'm feeling well. But when I have to do like sustained mental things, which probably sounds really weird to people who haven't been there, but it really can provoke a kind of start a crash or a flare that will sometimes take me a couple days to recover from. So I try to be really careful with, kind of my energy levels and stuff. So that's kind of why. It's not that I don't want to talk to y'all. I love talking with y'all. But to like do a live for a couple hours will just
It's
really.
and it's weird. We call them flares. Is they are triggered by things that you wouldn't think would trigger them, but it's basically adrenaline, excitement. So if she gets too excited about a trip or a
Yeah,
cruise,
I even can't let myself get too excited about things, or that might trigger it. So it's
or stress, or
it is
whatever.
very difficult. I don't talk about it a lot because it's really kind of stolen from my quality of life, and it's really a big bummer. But anyway, but when I'm having great days, I love to have fun to make up for the days that are not so great. So.
And so, Amy, we've got Ariel says hi, and
Hi.
Aaron,
Hi.
our good buddy Aaron, says hi, right?
Hi, Aaron.
And let's see, are we going on the vloggers cruise in January? Who's going on that? I actually haven't heard about it. We're not. I mean, not that I know of. We're not really
So
that.
I'm guessing January 2023,
Right,
correct?
yeah.
And where is that out of?
We'd have to be in time travelers to do it 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know anything about it. I won't consider myself a vlogger until we hit 100,000. My goal is 100,000 in 2 years. That's my goal. 1,000,005. It's a good goal, right?
Yes.
It's harder than you think.
It's good to have a goal.
It's good to have a goal. But who's going to be on that cruise? I'd be curious. Y'all watch Tony from La Liga Loca? We watch him every day. Oh my gosh, I can't see. Let's see. If it makes you feel better, Amy, I deal with anxiety. Some days are good, some are bad. Really have to trust and lean on God during the tough times. Abigail.
Thank you for sharing that, Abigail. Yes, it is important to trust in the Lord, and He definitely helps me get through, just like I'm sure He helps you too.
Slacker says Tony from La Liga Loca. He thinks he's gonna be on that cruise. He doesn't know anything else about
Cool.
it.
We love Tony.
He's great.
We watch him all the time. So he's so much fun. Such high energy, and just great cruise information.
I'm so tempted. Amy and I've talked about this a lot. To just go to the studio style like he does. He doesn't do vlogs. He's even talked about it. He won't do vlogs where, like we do, going from Silver Dollar City, and we're piecing together, different clips and putting music behind it and all that kind of stuff. And he doesn't do that. And he just does studio stuff. And I'm only tempted because it's so easy to do that. It's easy to edit. We could put out so much more material if we only did that. But I don't think that's really who we are, huh? Entirely. We do it some. But.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Tony talked about, the views are the kind of the more newsy type videos, and so his blog style just don't get the views. And so, I mean, the temptation is there to maybe do the studio style for that reason, but we love the vlog style. It's kind of who we are.
But it takes about 4 times as long for me to edit a vlog versus a studio. Look at that sunset. It's not quite setting. It's still up there a little bit, but you can see it on the water. You can see the bridge way up there. Zoom in. Zoom in too much. That's where they're driving the ship from, right up there. Whoa, there's a giant finger right up there. It's blurry. I'm going to zoom back out. Okay, let's see. What did they say? It was weird. When we were driving here, we were going over Lake Pontchartrain, and we saw all sorts of houses that had no roads.
Yeah, they're only accessible by these little, I don't even know what they were, but they're boats with like big fans in the back. And so I guess you hop in one of those and drive to your house, which would be kind of an amazing life.
Abigail loves our vlog style.
Thank you.
You ever wonder what it would be like to live on, or not live, but work on one of these ships? Like they're all over the place. It makes you wonder what they do. I don't
Like
know.
cargo ships or something.
Yeah. So y'all been, well, let's see, I got a comment here. Other than Disney, are there any other cruise lines that are less alcohol driven? My wife recently stopped drinking. We wouldn't want Her to feel surrounded by heavy drinking on a cruise. That's a great question. Amy and I don't drink much. Every now and then we'll have a glass of wine, but I mean, it's just very uncommon.
Yeah, and the party thing is not
No.
our thing. That's one reason we did love Disney so much. They don't have a casino on the Disney ships, and
Every ship is going to have alcohol, and
Yeah,
every ship is going to have
but
adults who
Disney
enjoy.
was that was much less of the focus, I think. And honestly, I think the others, I think so far from what I know of Norwegian and Royal, they're all pretty similar as far as it's there. You know, it's definitely there. Carnival to me is the most kind of party atmosphere. Maybe it's just because we took a shorter cruise, so it was even more so. I don't know. But I would say probably Disney is the best bet for that. All the others kind of, it's definitely there.
Yeah.
So.
But it's not something that you have to partake in, or
No.
that it doesn't
Like, we don't-
overwhelm the experience. You know,
Right.
Disney, it can just disappear to the background, and you enjoy the wonder of Disney. It's amazing. You know, Royal, Norwegian, you just do the fun things that you want to do, but you will see on the ship people walking around with their alcohol and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
but
that with like Disney, the entertainment was very family friendly.
Yes.
So you do have to be careful on any of the other cruise lines. You know, make sure you pay attention to the ratings, whether it's going to be, you know, for families or whether it's not.
So we asked tonight, we had to reserve two shows that we want to go to, and we asked them if they are family friendly, and they said one of them definitely is, the other one is just barely PG-13. And so what we'll do, and we've done this before, we did this on Carnival, we'd go into a show, and if it wasn't something that kind of, you know, came into line with our values, then we would just leave the show and go do something else.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to know, and I mean, because one person's version of PG-13 may be completely, like, you know, their idea might be completely different.
Yeah,
than ours,
PG-13
so
covers the
it's-
gamut. You know,
yeah.
today what's PG-13 used to be R or more, you know,
Yeah, so
before.
we'll see how that one goes. But so on all the other cruise lines, you do have to be careful about, you know, the entertainment. If you got to kind of ask or really look and see whether it's going to be family friendly, and then of course, you know, every place but Disney is going to have, you know, the casinos and that sort of thing. So.
Thank you, Aaron, for always for mentioning us when people are talking about Branson. We appreciate that. And then Jorge says, "Hi guys, happy sailing." So I say hi to Jorge. And then Slacker says, "Too bad Disney is so expensive that he doesn't even consider Disney." Why don't you speak to that a little bit, because it's interesting. This whole Norwegian experience has been a little of a learning process.
Yeah, so Disney is the one cruise line that will show you kind of the taxes and port fees and all of that right up front. So when you get that price from Disney, it's going to include all of that. None of the other cruise lines that I know of do that. So, you know, you may get this kind of like base rate from the other cruise lines.
That looks really cheap.
But then when you add in your taxes and fees and all of that,
gratuities,
it brings it up quite a bit. And so Disney isn't as much more expensive as you might be thinking, and we did happen to get a really good deal. If you can kind of book last minute, you can end up with a really good deal. Like our cruise for the two of us was under $1,900, our Disney cruise.
How much was this one for four of us?
So
this is a 7-night on Norwegian.
yeah, I'm thinking we paid around $2,500 maybe, something like that.
So it's not that much different.
Yeah, now of course we have the girls with us. The girls are considered free.
And this is actually more expensive than Disney this time around.
It is, but we have the girls with us.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, let's see. Hey, Paul. Sorry so late. Katie and Paul say hi and God bless.
Awesome, thank you.
So we're on the Mississippi River, and we will be for several hours. How many nights was our $1,900 Disney cruise? 6.
6 nights.
Yeah, so you can still see it. There's New Orleans way back there in the background.
Yep.
And we're going to be kind of zigzagging. You can look on Google Maps and see what it looks like. But we'll be zigzagging all up and down until we finally make it to the ocean several hours from now. It's beautiful, huh?
It is. It's cooled down. I can't believe it's already kind of warm, even beginning of April.
Oh, Abigail loves your duck hat.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell people about the ducks?
So have you guys heard of this cruising ducks thing? Apparently that's the thing you do now. when you're on a cruise is you
Oh, wait a
hide.
minute. Abigail said she was supposed to get a duck this week, but she didn't.
Oh,
Yeah, carry on.
so you hide and hunt like rubber duckies or little tiny toy duckies or whatever. And so we brought some with us. We're going to hide them for other people to find. And then, we'll see if we can find some. And there's a Facebook group called the Original Cruising Ducks group or something like that, where you can post pictures if you find any with your ducky. And other people, if they find them, should post pictures with their duckies. So it's just fun. It's become this whole big thing.
Yeah, Slacker said yes, cruise ducks are a thing.
Yes.
Jonathan wants to know, are there any rooms big enough for 6?
You would have to get, I think, a family suite or something like that, which is, the price increases quite a bit. Like, I mean, not our little club balcony suite, which is basically a mini suite, but I mean like a 2-bedroom or something like that. And even then, I'm not totally sure. So probably your best bet is to get 2 cabins. So they even have some cabins that are adjoining. But of course, basically you can fit 2 or 3 extra guests, or I'm sorry, 3 or 4 extra guests for, very minimal. But to get a 5th guest in, now I'm trying to think, there was a cruise line where we fit 5, and I'm trying to remember which one that was. But usually once you get over 4 or 5 people,
Well, that would be Royal that we went on.
Was it? Once you hit 4 or 5 people, you're gonna more than 4 or 5 people, you're going to have to get a second cabin, unless you spend the big money to get like a huge suite or something like that.
Slacker said the ducks are almost like geocaching for cruising.
Yes, I've thought that's what it is. It's like geocaching for cruising, only you kind of have to get lucky in finding them. So I've been looking around. I haven't found any yet.
Have you placed any yet?
Not yet. It's been a little chaotic, so I was going to wait till probably tomorrow on our first day at sea to go around and hide them. So.
I would have been able to look it up.
Whoa, what are those things? What in the world is that? You don't want to run into those, do you?
No, I don't know what they are. The one thing I forgot to bring? My sunglasses.
Uh-oh. Well, I bet you can buy some in a port.
Maybe. I probably could.
Oh, Abigail says she's not giving up on not getting a duckling.
Oh my goodness, they're
going to try to find one this week.
Oh.
For some reason, they're sold out everywhere, and she wants to try one.
Probably because it's almost Easter.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's probably why.
That's right. Remember we were on our Disney cruise, and you had duck for dinner, like right as Donald Duck was walking around the room.
Yeah, it just seemed wrong, right? That they should serve duck and then have Donald Duck come say hello to us.
Hey, Houston, Texas, how you doing? Houston, yeah, we might be driving through Houston at some point, because Galveston is one of the ports that kind of is an easy option for us. It's not too far from home. Is the Breakaway a medium-sized ship? Well, if you're going to compare it to like the Oasis class ships, yes. It's much bigger than the Disney ship we were on. I think
its capacity is just under 4,000.
I would say it's a little, I'm just guessing, a little smaller than the Mariner of the Seas, because the Mariner of the Seas had this big interior like boardwalk.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Was Mariner like 4,000 something?
Yeah.
And this one is just under 4,000 passengers. Let's see, I'm trying to think what Disney Wonder was. I think it was like 2,800 or something, so it was quite a bit smaller.
Yeah, it was a small ship. It was like a little toy.
It was, but it was easy. And we're lost on this ship today. We have not figured it out yet. So, but we'll do probably do a video walkthrough of the ship at the end. We always like to do those tours at the end once we feel like we know what we're doing, because in the beginning we just feel really dumb.
Yeah, our first Royal Caribbean, we tried to do this. We were lost. We tried to do this video of taking people along with us on our first day. It was.
We were going in circles.
Embarrassing.
And yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So what's the plans for tonight? When are we going to eat? I feel like I just ate.
Yeah, I'm not hungry yet, but I don't know. I hate to eat too late, because then you go to bed with a lot on your stomach. But yeah, we'll probably go back up to the rooftop or to the 16th deck or whatever, and the girls can do some fun stuff, more of the rock climbing and trampolines, and they want to go swimming, but there were just so many people in the pool. It always seems like the sail away party is when all the people want to hang out in the pool, and there there was no space around the edge of the pool because it was completely filled with people. So we try to wait until it calms down a little.
The appeal of NCL versus RCL, from what I understand, is NCL is more outward ocean focused. I'm not sure. Do you know what that means?
Oh, do you mean like the stuff to do beyond what's like in your actual interior type stuff? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say that the excursion choices for Norwegian were way better than the excursion choices for Disney. The Disney excursion choices were very limited, and maybe it's just because they only had 800 passengers. But I was just amazed at how many different excursions Norwegian had available to us. So
there's a monkey trying to get out of the cabin. Oh, there
did
she is.
you take a nap?
No.
What's Ella doing? Oh, there she comes.
Watching a series of
There
Watching
she
a series of
is.
unfortunate events.
Hi. It's very bright.
It is very bright.
We're still on?
We will be for a long time.
Yeah, until after dark, probably.
It's really warm.
Let's see here. Hi, Ella and Eva. Abigail said hi.
Hi. Whoa.
RCL
I
megaships
heard
have those
someone
inward-facing malls. Oh, I got it.
I
NCL
heard-
is supposed to be
Oh.
intentional about outdoor ocean viewing,
gotcha.
dining.
I
Okay,
heard.
yeah.
I heard.
Yeah, we're not
someone-
sure yet. We're gonna have to see the whole ship.
I heard someone had the same blanket as me.
Oh yeah, I think Abigail or
The
somebody
burrito blanket?
has the same blanket.
You stole that from your brother.
Aaron wants to know what kind of excursions. We talked about that a little bit that we're doing, but just briefly.
Yeah, we're going to this place in Cozumel called Zensis Park, which sounds very interesting. I really have no grid for what it is, but we're going to do a video on it, so stick around for that. And then we're doing like some kind of sloth monkey experience in Roatan with, I think, suspension bridges. I don't know. And then Costa Maya, I can't remember what I chose for that. We're going to be surprised right along with you because I just chose a bunch a while ago and we don't know what they are. So, and then Harvest Cay in Belize is their private island. We're just going to hang out, and they have a huge, like 3-acre pool, I think. So we're just going to hang out and swim and go to the beach and stuff.
That sounds really good to me.
Yeah.
Well, let's give my famous 5-minute warning, Amy.
Okay.
So I give everybody like a little bit of a warning.
5 minutes.
So 5 minutes, and then we'll sign off. But we do have 5 quality minutes with y'all. So if you have any questions or anything,
but-
thank you, Jonathan, for $10, $9.99 super chat. We appreciate that.
Awesome.
That means
Thank
a lot
you
to
so
us.
Much.
Thank you very much.
But somebody mentioned the Norwegian dining, and I definitely have noticed you have so many different choices
Oh
for
yeah,
dining.
you're right.
And both free dining and specialty dining, and if you get, the free,
Thanks, Aaron.
thank you, and if you get the free, upgrades or whatever, so we were able to select 2 specialty dining places with this cruise, and then so we've got that. You just have so many different choices. I can't even remember how many restaurants there are, but there are a lot. So compared to the other cruise lines, this has had the most, I think, selection of restaurants.
Infinite's from Houston. He's headed to the Ozarks at the end of the month.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, that's a good time. It'll be really pretty and not too busy yet, I think. We're trying to figure out if there's going to be like a second spring break for Easter. We don't know yet.
Okay, so Abigail wants to know, Eva, what is your favorite color?
Teal.
Teal. What's your favorite color, Ella?
Peach pink.
Peach pink.
those
Okay.
Those are very
Specific?
precise.
Yeah.
Yes, specific.
Very Pacific.
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 I'm hearing seagulls.
Yeah. Where are they?
I don't know.
They're that way somewhere.
There's somewhere in the world.
Okay, we got about a 3-minute warning, everybody, and then we're going to sign off.
No.
Aaron says, it's nice to meet you, Ella and Eva.
Ella even got in her PJs for nap time, so I guess she's gonna have to get back into her other clothes to go eat dinner.
Slacker said teal is a great ocean color for your cruise.
That's true. And it'll get a lot more. Right now it's kind of brown and murky when we're in the river, and then all of a sudden it changes color.
Roger says, have a great trip. Prayers for safe travels.
Thank you.
Yep, there's a big old ship right there. Let's see. Somebody said, I can't see it. Oh, Steamboat Disney said, have fun.
Thank you.
Steamboat Disney, I love it.
Yeah, that's fun.
I want to do the rope. That was terrible.
The water's so pretty.
And brown.
It's the muddy Mississippi.
It is, yep. It's so smooth compared to the ocean.
Yeah. That boat is the African Raptor out of Nassau.
Wow.
Aaron says, I pray God's will, or God, that God will open a door for you guys that we can witness to people on your trip. That's awesome.
Thank you, Aaron.
And Abigail says, hope you have a great time.
Thank you.
It's hot. My legs
Back in
are
Branson,
burning.
it's like 50 degrees right now, and then here it's like 70.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's 70-something degrees right here.
Earlier today it was 80.
Slacker said, have a great time. Enjoy all the food. Hopefully you won't gain back your weight loss in 7 days, John. Yeah, I'm struggling with
On our
that
last
already.
cruise, it was 6 days, and I gained 6 pounds in 6 days, and I got off 4 of it. I'm still maintaining 2 pounds from the last cruise, so
Yeah, when I get back, I'm going to have to really work on it because then I've got another cruise coming up
yeah.
in a month.
Yeah.
For that. And then we're going to Disney World.
In August, huh?
Yeah.
You know, you guys get a cruise like every month.
Not really. It just happened to back up this time. All right, guys.
No.
We are about there, so we want you all to, let me see, one more comment here. Where are you headed? Where are we headed, Amy?
Oh, right now?
Yep.
I think we're probably going to go up to deck 16. That's where they have all the fun stuff.
Well, that's specific.
Oh, you mean
ports.
Oh, what port? Cozumel, day after
They're like,
tomorrow.
yes, deck 16.
We're going to deck 16. So tomorrow's a sea day, and then the next day will be Cozumel. That's our first port.
Cozumel and then Costa Maya, right?
I think
And-
so.
and then Roatan?
And no, then
Oh, no.
then it's Harvest Cay, and then Roatan was last. I
Okay,
think.
gotcha.
I don't know. I might be wrong about that. We're just gonna be
Yeah, we're going to be surprised. All right, guys, so that is
No.
it. You all are, oh, wait a minute. Every time I try to sign off, another super chat. Terry, he says, enjoy your cruise. Look forward to following along. Thank you, Terry.
Aw, thank you so much.
Guys, that really means a lot to us when you do that. Even just by chatting and being with us is amazing. And then when you do the super chats, it's encouraging, isn't it?
Yes, it's awesome.
It means a lot
Thank you.
to
What's a
us.
super chat?
All right, let me see here. Thank you for the live, Abigail said. All right. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Safe travels. You all are amazing.
Bye. What's super chat?
Man, that was 20.